In this video, we are going to go over G root position triads like we did in the previous video, but we're also going to combine them with first position or first inversion rather, and second inversion triads in G. So the first one is root position. Your basic G, B, and D. That's your root position triad because G is the root, B is the third on top of that, the D is the fifth degree of the G scale, which is on top of the third here. So G is the root, third, D, fifth. Okay, so that's root position triad. Now we have where it can go from this. You can move your hands up to here. So that's quite a bit different. Let me show you. There's your basic G triad. Then all you do to make it a first inversion triad is you move your pinky from G in your left hand up to B in your left hand so that the B is on the bottom. In your right hand, you move your thumb from G on up to B so that the B is on the bottom in the right hand. So 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 1, 3, 5 and fingering. First inversion. B. So we have those instead of G. All right, so you know the difference? Just go up a third. And you do notice that the root position triads have major thirds and minor thirds in them. When you go to first inversion, you still have the minor third on the bottom from B to D, but you have a perfect fourth from D to G. Right? So root position, you have all thirds. First inversion, you have minor third plus perfect fourth. Then, in second inversion, you go up another third so that the fifth is on the bottom in each hand. The fifth degree, the fifth note of the chord, which is D in this position, would be on the bottom in both hands, and you're going to go D, G, D. Again. There you go. That's what they look like all lit up together. All right. So now you have the fourth on the bottom from D to G, and you have the major third on top from G to B in both of the hands. Fourth, fourth, third, third, fourth, fourth, major third, major third. So here are some distinctions. I'm going to write these up, and you may want to take notes on this. Let's do this. Let's go and say root position triads. So we're going to go interval, fingering, actually note, interval, and fingering. You might want to put this in your notes here. So here are the notes, the GBD. So we have a major third and we have a minor third. Then for fingering, we have 1, 3, 5, right hand, 5, 3, 1, left hand. And then root question mark. So for the root will be G. Okay. Let's go on to the first inversion and see about that. First inversion, G chord. Notes, intervals, fingering, root. Okay, here we go. Notes for these chords. You're going to go B, D, G. So B, D, G for that one. The intervals for this that are used are minor third from B to D and perfect fourth or P4 from D to G. Okay? Fingerings. 1, 3, 5 for the right hand. 5, 3, 1 left hand. And then what has the root? What note is the root of the chord or is in the bass? Well, the root is still G, right? But note in the bass is the bottom of the chord in this inversion. Note in the bass would be B. Okay, so note how the order changes. All right, so for the last one, let's do the second inversion over here. Notes, we have D, G, B. The intervals, we have these. Perfect fourth on the bottom from D to G. And then we have a major third or M3, capital M3 on the top. For fingerings, what do we have? We have, that was the first one. Second one changes slightly. 5, 2, 1. Left hand. 5, 3, 1, right hand. Now you may be asking, why 5, 2, 1 on the left? because when you do the left hand, it's such that you can actually do either one, but sometimes it is hard to do 5-3-1 in the second position, and there are going to be some, or the second inversion rather, but there's going to be some positions where you're going to be forced to do 5-2-1 or 1-2-5 or things like that, because your fingers won't want to stretch that far. Safely, you can do 5-3-1 and 1-3-5, correcting my mistakes here, 1-3-5 on left hand and right hand. But on left hand, you may have to substitute 5-2-1 in some cases. Okay, so here are those, and then let's get to the root. Root is still G. Root is what the chord is founded on. Root is also the name of whatever scale this is. This would be G scale. So root is G, note in the bass, D. So note in the bass is D. So this is how we chart out these different chords. The root position triads are one type. So these are one type. First inversion, it's the second type. Second inversion is the third type. And these inversions are only on these 3-note chords. If you get into what are called seventh chords and beyond, you will have more inversions than just the two beside the root position triads. All right, so hopefully this breaks it up for you guys. If you guys need any help whatsoever, please comment or throw a question in the Q&A, and I'll be happy to answer it. And see you in the next section. The next position we're going to go over is D.